Hello, my name is Elena. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to do the first step to yoga for a healthy back, and that is building your body awareness. So come to lay down on your mat into constructive rest. So that is with the knees bent and the soles of the feet on the mat. Take a moment to sort of lengthen the spine out, wriggle the upper body away from the hips. Relax the body where it's connected to the ground beneath you. So take notice where the body is connected to the ground beneath you. If you haven't done so, rotate the palms so they're facing upwards. Relax the shoulders into the mat. Relax the face. And take a moment here to connect with your breath. Just notice how the breath moves in and out through the nostrils and where it goes in the body. Does your breath go into the chest? Or do you allow the belly to rise and fall when you inhale and exhale? Take your hands now and place them on the hip bones with the fingers pointing inwards. I want to teach you about the movements of the pelvis. The pelvis is the foundation of the rest of the spine upwards. Of course, the lower body can certainly affect the spine and back as well, but in this instance, we're going to focus on the torso. So place the hands on those hip bones and imagine the pelvis like a bowl, shaped like a bowl, and the hip bones are the edge of the bowl. So lift that up forward as if you're tipping the bowl forward. And then take that back towards the mat. So you're sort of flattening the back into the mat. So these are called pelvic tilts. So just lift those hip bones forward. And then take those hip bones back. If you notice, the tailbone is going down towards the mat when you lift the hip bones forward. And then the tailbone is lifting up off the mat, or sort of tucking under as you take the hip bones back. So practice this exercise back and forth, moving the pelvis. These don't have to be large movements. You'll notice when you lift them up, there's a bit of space under the back. And when you press them back, you're closing that space. Once you've done a few of these, find a place of neutral. So the neutral spine usually has a little bit of space there between the mat and the low back. So you're not just leaning it flat into the back. So see if you can find that neutral position in your back, in your pelvis. And rest here for a moment. Take the arms now to the side of the body. Take an inhale to lift the arms up and overhead. No worries if the shoulders are tight. Just take the arms to where they're going to go. But I want you to notice when you're lifting the arms, when you're in that motion of lifting the arms, what happens in the ribs or in the pelvis? Does anything lift up? Oftentimes when people reach their arms overhead, the ribs will start to come up. So see what's going on in your own body. Exhale to bring the arms down. Do that a few times. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. And exhale, take the arms back down. So see if you can keep that neutral position of the spine while you do these movements, inhaling up and down. And then release that, come back to center, come back to neutral. Take your feet a little wider to the mat. Take an inhale, exhale, lower the knees towards the right side. Take an inhale here, exhale, lower the knees towards the left side. Inhale, exhale, lower the knees to the other side. So do a few of these with your own breath, moving back and forth. Pause to inhale at the side. And exhale to move the legs over to the other side. Notice any sensations you're feeling in the back or in the hips, or anywhere else you may be feeling sensation. Finish up on the opposite side that you started. And then come back to center. Come back to neutral at center. Hug the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg out long. And again, notice where you feel sensation in the body. Notice how this feels on your back. Notice how this feels in the front of the thigh and the stretched out leg. And even in the front of the thigh, in the leg that's hugging into the body. Connect with your breath. Allow the shoulders to relax into the mat. Allow the face to relax. So again, notice if when you move into different postures, does something in your body tense up or change? Switch sides here. Hug the left knee into the chest and extend the right leg out long. Hold this for a few breaths. Close your eyes. And pay attention to any sensations you're feeling in your body. Release that leg down. Roll over to one side and make your way into child pose. So come onto your mat, into tabletop position on the hands and knees. Bring the toes together. Take the knees wide here and send the tailbone towards the heels. Extend the arms overhead. Place the palms on the mat, wide to the mat. Press through the fingertips and the knuckles, spread the fingers wide, and allow the forehead to rest into the floor. Breathe into the back body here. Feel the extension of the spine, a little bit of stretch in the low back. From here, look up between the palms. Inhale, pull yourself forward into tabletop, and then exhale back to child pose. Inhale again, pull yourself forward up onto the hands. Exhale back. One more, inhale forward, and exhale back. Come up to tabletop. Align the wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Press the floor away from you. Notice if your body is sagging down, if your belly is sagging down. See if you can strengthen that, hug the belly in. Tuck the toes under. Find a strong table here. From tabletop, make your way up to stand. So just walk the hands back to the knees. Press up onto the feet and come to stand. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So bring the feet about hip distance apart, parallel to each other. Find the four corners of the feet. So notice where the feet are connected to the ground beneath you. Stand up nice and tall. Find length and strength through the legs, through the body, and the crown of the head reaches up to the sky, palms facing forward, into a strong mountain pose here. And take a moment to notice how you naturally stand. I have a tendency to lean forward. So I work to make myself more in line. Our natural alignment is ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and ears all line up. So maybe take a moment to rock back and forth from the balls of the feet to the heels. And find where you are falling naturally. And see if you can find a more balanced alignment if you think that you're out of balance. I know, again, I have my tendency to lean forward. If you're in a big hurry, you may notice this even when you're walking. If you're in a big hurry to get somewhere, or if you're feeling anxious or stressed, you may be walking with that forward lean in your stance. So practice this even when you're standing in a grocery line. You know, you don't have to stand in this strong Tadasana, but you can practice paying attention to where you're aligned. When you're more naturally aligned, you'll find that it's eventually, it may feel awkward at first, but eventually you'll find it can be a little more comfortable. So find this space of alignment. And then the next thing, like we did when we were laying down, is to reach the arms overhead and notice what goes on here. When you're reaching the arms overhead, are your ribs coming out? Is your back arching? Just pay attention to that. And pause here for a moment with the arms overhead and see what kind of adjustments you can make to find a more natural alignment. As I mentioned in the webinar, when you have that alignment, imagine the blocks here. The pelvis is one block, the torso is another block, and the head is a third block. You'll be much more balanced, and the spine acts as a spring almost. It has that nice curves in it to help us be more balanced and comfortable. So again, practice with that. And then come to bring the hands on the hips and just take a step back with the right foot. So the left leg is forward, the right foot is back. And notice here what, again, is going on. Are you leaning forward? Are you leaning back? See if you can find a balanced position here in your posture. So just pause here with a breath or two. Again, extend the arms overhead. See what happens in the ribs and the pelvis. Does anything change? Breathe into this. Bring the hands back down to the hip. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Pause here. Notice if there's any difference from the left to the right. Is there any difference in how you're standing? And then lift the left foot up and step it back. Take notice again where you're standing, where you're connecting to the ground, where's your pelvis lining up. Are your shoulders over the hips? Are your ears over the shoulders? Extend the arms overhead. Take notice of what's going on in the ribs, in the belly, in the back, in the pelvis. Take a breath. Bring the hands back down to the hips. Step forward, left foot to meet the right. Again, find your Tadasana. You can keep the hands on the hips and just lift one foot off the mat. It doesn't have to be very high, it can just be right to a couple inches, or you can bring the knee all the way up. When you lift this foot up, what's going on in the body? Oftentimes so you're lifting the right foot, oftentimes the left hip will jut out. So see if you can hug that in and find strength through that standing leg. And then take some rotations with that leg out and in. It's okay if you're having a challenge balancing. You can also have a chair beside you and hold the top of the chair if you like. And place the sole of that foot on the inside of the lower left leg. Into a version of tree pose. You can bring the hands to heart center and release that down. Shake it out, find your Tadasana, do any movements here that you need first. And then find your balance and your strength again. Take the hands to the hips and lift the left foot off the mat. Notice what's happening in the right side. Is that right hip jutting out? Hug it in. Find length and strength. See if you can keep. Notice I just put my toe down. You can put your toe down if you're losing your balance. Find that length through the body. See if you can keep your alignment from the ankle to knee to hip to shoulder to ear. And then rotate that leg out and in. Out and in, out. Bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the lower leg. Find your balance, find your strength, and bring hands to heart center. Release that down and come to your leg back down on your mat. However you get there is fine. Come back into constructive rest with the soles of the feet on the mat and the knees bent. Allow the arms, bring the arms into cactus position. So bend the elbows so that the arms are at 90 degrees. Lift the legs up so the shins are parallel with the sky. Take an inhale, exhale, lower the legs over to the left side. If the legs are hanging out up here, then put something underneath them for support. And just relax into this, breathe into this. Inhale the legs back to center. Realign yourself here and exhale to the other side. Inhale back to center. Release the feet down. Release the arms down. Find your position of rest. So take your Shavasana. You can keep the knees bent. If you're doing keeping the knees bent, take the feet wide to the mat and allow the knees to fall in together. I'm going to keep my knees bent today because there's a bit of tension in my back today. You can also just lay out long, extend the legs out along the floor. So do what feels best in your body for you today. You can put some cushions under the knees if you want to extend the legs out. Allow the shoulders to relax into the floor. Connect with your breath. There's nothing you need to do here but relax. Begin to deepen the breath. Allow the belly to rise on the inhale and move towards the spine on the exhale. Maybe invite some movement into the fingers and toes. You can rock the head from side to side. If it feels good, stretch out long. Maybe hug the knees into the chest and rock around here. Give the back a bit of a massage. When you're ready, roll over onto one side. Make your way up to a seat. Bring hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank yourself for this practice.